The topic of today's video brought some controversy between Wonderful Stanley and myself. We were driving home from work a few days ago and I said, Stanley, what do you think if I do this week's video on Cotton Eye Joe? He said, what? Why? And I said, well, because it's fun. And he said, what does it have to do with anything? And I said, well, it really doesn't. He goes, it's not math and it's not literacy. I said, I know, but we're at the end of the year and it's really, really fun. And he said, well, I really don't think that there are teachers out there who are looking for fun things to do at the end of the year. And I said, I'm pretty sure every teacher out there is looking for fun things to do at the end of the year. So I don't know. If no one watches this, then once again, Wonderful Stanley was right. But just maybe there is a teacher in a classroom out there who's going to want to have some fun with this like my students and I have had. I wish I had been doing this all along through my whole career, but I just had the idea last year. And it was towards the end of the year in the last quarter, and we were studying the gold rush, and I thought, oh, wouldn't it be fun to do some kind of an exercise, some kind of a movement with this unit? And then I don't know how I found Cotton Eye Joe. I think I was just looking for things, and it's a pretty easy line dance to do. And then I found a song that I really liked to go with it, and so I taught my class, and they loved it. Every day they'd say, Mrs. Matsuda, can we please dance? And on the very last day of school even, the very last activity we did was they wanted to do it just one last time. So I've taught it now to this year's class, so this is 2 classes that know it, and I wondered, was last year's class just, exceptionally willing to do whatever I said, or will this class love it too? And this class loves it too. A line is helpful. You will find a line to be helpful when you're instructing. If you can find on your playground any like PE kinds of lines or even concrete lines are helpful. And the way I do it is I put the girls in one line and the boys in a line right behind. And it doesn't have to be that way, but that just made it easier for us. And the moves are so simple. Even I can do them. You heel touch twice, you toe touch twice, then you heel and cross in the front and heel and cross in the back. Then you do a grapevine to the right and a grapevine to the left, and you start over with the left foot. And once your students get good at it, then you can add a spin, which I know sounds scary, but it's not. When you're grapevining, when you grapevine one way, when you come back, you add a turn. And Wonderful Stanley is going to link the video that I used to practice, and I practiced for days and days at home by myself before because, I'm not a professional dancer, though I wish I was. And so I could feel confident in it before I taught my students. Now, in the video that I used, the ladies who are demonstrating, they do a really fancy move where the people in the back move and switch with the people in the back. I have never had the courage to attempt that, though I would love to someday. If you get the courage to do that, please let me know. And then there are many people who have recorded Cotton Eye Joe, and the one that I prefer to use is by Amber Hayes, and Wonderful Stanley will link that for you too. See isn't it exciting? Can you tell my enthusiasm? And the students have this equal enthusiasm. So this year, I have my class who knows it and the 5th grade class who knows it, and I wondered, wouldn't it be fun to get them all together? So I went to the 5th graders and I said, would you like to get together with us and Cotton Eye Joe? And they were unanimous. Yes, let's do it. Please, can we do it? But there was a new student in the class who didn't know it, and let's call him Nils. Nils is a bit of a challenge behavioral-wise, and I didn't teach him last year, so I don't have a relationship with him. But before we did this, I knew that I would need to have Nils in on this for it to be a success. So I went and I grabbed him at recess, and I said, "Can I teach you how to do the Cotton Eye Joe?" And he was gung-ho, and boy, he stayed with me for the entire 20-minute recess practicing, and we had so much fun, and I kind of got to bond with Nils just a wee bit. So that afternoon, Mr. Benny and I met in the gym with all of our students. It's 30 plus 20, 56 students. And we made 4 rows of students, and we blasted Cotton Eye Joe on the speaker, and it was so much fun. And Nils came to me and said, that's a workout. That's a cardio workout, Mrs. Matsuda. And, you know, I thought to myself that there is value in this, Stanley. No, it's not math, and it's not literacy, but it is, you teach time. We practice moving to a 4/4 time signature. We studied a little bit, you know, we learned about American folk music. We learned that Cotton Eye Joe is a character that needs to be avoided. He evidently wasn't of great repute. What else have we learned? We learned to work together. We learned that, you know, if one person looks good and everybody else doesn't look good, it's not successful. We all have to work together. So I stand by my decision. There is value in doing Cotton Eye Joe, and I hope that you will have some fun with your students too this week.